Here we have a slightly used 2025 Toyota Prius Plug-In. This one comes in the XSE Premium trim level. Windshield pearl is the paint, and then we have black and red Softex interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder hybrid setup, mated with a lithium-ion battery, electronic, continuously variable transmission. Sorry for the wind noise. Front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. And I love this XSE here, just the overall presence it has in this windshield pearl. They did such a good job redesigning these. They look fantastic. Big plus are going to be these wheels. These are going to be 19-inch alloy wheels. And we get passive keyless entry to the door panel, memory seat functions, one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors, rear window lock is here, and then our power door lock, power mirror controls. We also get blind spot monitors in those side mirrors if you can see through that tint. Bottle holders, and then gas cap release. We have a power boot there, hood release, high beams, windshield de-icer, heated steering wheel toggle. We get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel, and then we can adjust the trip meter and then the brightness of the gauge cluster there. But here's the power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. Love this interior though, absolutely love it. Now I want to give a huge thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so sitting behind myself, that's my space, so not terrible. And it's very dark in here, so I apologize. I'm gonna open this door back. We have the seat back pocket on the passenger side. There's a view of the front from back here. You get your heated outboard seats in the back, 2 USB-C charge ports, and then you have a 120 volt, 1500 watt, 2-prong household plug-in, which is very interesting. You might be able to fit a 3-prong in there if it's the right size. And then bottle holders are here. Now, one of my favorite things about this car in particular is we do get the dual pane sunroof as well, so you can slide that shade in the back or in the front. And it's a nice wide opening as well. And then we have the LED lights back here as well. Let's see if we can make our way towards the back. So child locks, lock and unlock there. Takes regular gas. And then as we come to the back end, just a nice looking back there. Again, LED lights, power boot. And the owner's manuals are back here and the charger's back here as well. I think EPA estimates you can get 39 miles on a charge, which is pretty good. And then you're getting like 50-some miles per gallon after that. Now with this one being the plug-in, you're not really gonna have space for the spare tires. So you wanna get an inflator kit, and I believe the battery is in that trunk space somewhere. But your charge port right over here. So you can 120 or 240 that. 240 will probably take it 2 hours, and a 120, 10 to 12, I would think. I'm just guessing based on my real world estimates. Now if you want to fold the seat down, push in here, fold that flat, you can run longer objects through to the front. Pretty easy to put the seat back into place. And then you have your lower latch anchors, and those behind those covers there. Now to the front passenger seat, manual, but it's a 6-way, so you can pump the seat up or down, pump the seat back, forward and back, and the seat bottom you can push front to back as well. And there's the glove compartment itself. And I love this 2-tone interior, just with the ambient light. That is a nice look on the dash there. And I apologize for this wind noise again. But there's that 2-liter hybrid engine. We're gonna show off the blinkers. And next, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. Really like the look. And there's the horn. Got to get some light in here. Now over here to the infotainment system, we have Experience Drive Connect if you want to use that. As for the audio source, we can go through our AM, FM, XM, as well as our Apple Music, Amazon Music. Then you can connect your Bluetooth device as well. Now, plenty to look at here. I'm just gonna walk you through it. Love the energy flow chart. You can set up your charging schedule if you charge frequently. And then you can set up your Bluetooth devices here. General settings, which include your language and units. You can adjust your date and time. Wi-Fi hotspot. You get the JBL sound system here, so you can go in here and adjust the tuning and all of that. And then your backup cameras here. Guidelines follow you, just turn the steering wheel. You can watch that camera there. You also have a front camera. You get this bird's eye or top-down view as well, which really helps you make sure you're in the parking spot. But if you don't want to use that, you do have your auto park assist right here. You could pull that up and get that going. And then you also have the 360 camera view as well if you want to use that. So a lot to do there. Down here we have our single zone automatic climate controls with 3-stage heated cooled seats. You can adjust your fan speed here, fan direction, temperature, cut the whole system off there. You get a USB-C port to connect directly to the radio. Then you have a second one for charging, 12 volts right here. Then you can push in here, and there's your hidden compartment. Bottle holders. And then for the shifter, you just hit the brake, pull to the left and up for reverse, pull to the left for neutral. Then you pull and down for drive. And then while in drive, you can go between the, you can go to the engine braking mode, and then you have to go back to drive there. So press P for park. Wireless charging pads here. And then your drive modes, you get Eco, Normal, and Sport. And then you have the Auto, EV, or Hybrid vehicle setup. Or you can go between EV and then the charge hold there. So that's what the HV is. So it kind of charges the battery while you're driving. And then your traction control can be toggled there, your automatic brake hold, and your electronic parking brake. Pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Center console cubby space, you do get 2 USB-C charge ports in there. And there's another look at the roof there. So this is just fixed glass, so it's not a sunroof, but then up here you have the lights. And then your rear camera mirror. You have a garage door transmitter on this side. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. Vanity mirror. And then back up front. Left side stock blinkers, low beams, auto. And then you have automatic wipers here. One time off, auto, low, high. You can adjust that auto sensitivity there. Pull up here for the front fluid. And then left side of the steering wheel itself, Bluetooth button. This back button helps you go through the gauge cluster. I'm gonna zoom in for a second while I walk you through all this. So we can go here and go through our options. We have our tire pressure monitors, a bunch of different safety features that we can adjust, our meter settings, and all of that there. And then volume, voice recognition. This goes to our audio sources, track list, radio station presets. And then we do have our Safety Sense 3.0, so we can change between adaptive and regular cruise here, adjust the gap for the adaptive cruise, and then we can set our speed, cancel, turn the lane keeping system on or off, and then turn the full driving support system on there. Push button start. Finally, here's a key fob. Nice little case on this one. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Toyota Prius Plug-In out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Prius plug-in here, this thing has got some pull to it. It is absolutely quick. Now, the outgoing Prius Prime, the RAV4 Prime, before they just went to the plug-in nameplate, same car, just different name, but those had some crazy acceleration figures because you had the electric motors that were doing their thing with that lithium-ion battery, but then you also had the gas-powered engine that was also kind of working in tandem with it. So the hybrids are quick, but the plug-ins are just ridiculous. It feels so good. Same thing with my Pacifica hybrid, that's a plug-in, and you just feel like you have more oomph coming from you because you have to have that motor that's actually pushing you in full EV mode. So up to like 70, 80 miles per hour. So with that kind of setup, coming out of corners, if you want to nail it, you'll get some exhilaration there. But overall, I mean, the drivability of this car is very nice. That's why these have been selling for years. Very easy to drive. The fuel economy is unbelievable. And they've actually become more spacious over the years as well. Now I'm gonna put in a sport. And I'm gonna give it just a quick pull coming out of this corner. Let's see what it does. So I mean, it's plenty peppy, I'll tell you that much. And it's just, it's an incredible car. When you think about the fuel economy, being able to plug it in and use just the EV power alone. And this isn't like the older Prius where anything could stomp you from a stoplight. This will beat some cars in this Prime setup. It's quick, it really is. And the horsepower figures for these kind of cars as well, they're lighter, but also a lot of that HP comes from the electric motor, so you get that instant torque as well. And that's why from a stop, these can do so well off the line. As you get up into the higher speeds, it kind of tapers off, but for the most part, you get that, again, from a stopping point, or maybe from 20 miles an hour, you put your foot to the floor and it's pulling. Now, one thing I always say about the Priuses in general is where the steering wheel and the gauge cluster is, just how I sit, I can never really see unless I put the steering wheel down here. So I can see the mileage now, I can see the range, I can see the speed, but if I had it where I like to have the steering wheel a little higher, I can't really see the gauge cluster at all. But a lot of people that get these they tend to be a bit shorter. I don't know what it is, maybe some older people. But I don't see a lot of people that are 6'3" driving these kind of cars. But again, if you are some of my size, the seats wider for my wider stature. I have relatively good room in here, even with the sunroof, or with the fixed glass roof, excuse me. And it's comfortable in here. Whoever had this before put tint all the way around, and that definitely helps on a hot day like today. But it's just one of those cars that's easy to drive. You feel comfortable driving. It's not necessarily a smooth ride, but it's a comfortable ride. But I want to give another big thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these new, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. Or if you want to find one pre-owned, hit that third link and I'll make sure local dealers are fighting against the best price on a used one. This one here is pre-owned. Again, it has 2667 in terms of mileage, so less than 2,700 miles, but probably not that many examples like this out there. There might be though, and that's why I said go ahead and submit your info if you want a used one. But I like this one because it's been broken in a little bit. It's had some tasteful mods that you're basically getting free of charge because there was negative equity involved in this. So you get a nice tint job. The spec itself, just the overall build, is really nice. I love the black and red. You have the accented lights there. But we've been in sports, so we're gonna see if we can give this thing a quick pull, and I'm gonna floor it because this does have miles, so it's been broken in. And let's see how quick this thing really is. And this is without any charge in the battery either. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. That was pretty fun. But the torque number is good. Now this feels a lot quicker than the one without the plug-in variant again. And you just have a little bit more pull. It doesn't necessarily thrash you. Still with the CVT, it's very linear, the power curve is. So I like that about this car. But it wasn't straining the engine either. A lot of the times these are under a lot of strain just working with that CVT, but just how this works in this plug-in variant, it's a lot smoother, a lot quicker. It just feels better overall. Now with the Safety Sense 3.0, love having the driving support system and being able to just use the lane tracing assist. Makes longer drives where you're getting 45, 50 miles a gallon a bit easier on you. And overall, I'm behind a pickup, or not a pickup, but an 18-wheeler truck right now. The wind noise I was expecting to be worse, but it's pretty solid in here. This is pretty relaxing. But I think for the money, you get a lot here with this XSE, especially if looks and amenities matter to you. This XSE Premium is gonna knock it out of the park. You get heated, cooled seats here, heated steering wheel, self-parking, the de-icer. It's very nice. And then just having the fixed glass roof on top of that with the 2 sunshades, it just makes this feel like a really cool car, and it is. Now, is this still top dog in the hybrid game compared to a Camry XSE? That's all based on opinion, I think, but a great car again. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Toyota Prius Plug-In XSE Premium.